Alors, bonsoir tout le monde, bienvenue à cet appel du 10 septembre. Nous avons une invitée spéciale ce soir qui est Melissa. Melissa, I will welcome you in English in 2 minutes. Pour commencer, je vais demander à celles qui n'ont pas fermé leur micro de fermer leur micro juste en bas à gauche pour éviter que le son soit mauvais. Donc, fermez votre micro. Puis, je suis vraiment heureuse de voir que vous êtes nombreuses ce soir à l'appel. Ça va être un appel super intéressant. C'est vraiment une invitée spéciale pour moi. Je la suis depuis longtemps. C'est une inspiration quotidienne. Donc, grande fierté ce soir de l'avoir sur notre appel. Et je suis contente qu'elle ait accepté. Si vous ne la suivez pas, vous devez la suivre sur Facebook. Elle était dans les DVD également de Pio. Donc, celles qui ont fait Pio, vous allez la reconnaître assez facilement. Pour nommer quelques-uns de ses exploits, c'est une coach qui a été élite en 2012, 2013, 2014. Elle est Success Club All-Star depuis 50 mois, donc ce n'est pas rien. Elle est top 5 aussi pour Beachbody. Elle a été top Challenge Pack 5 en 2012, top recruteur, Superstar Diamond, et aussi elle fait partie depuis 2011-2012. Celles qui viennent de se joindre, peut-être juste fermer votre micro. Merci. Donc, 40 ans, 2 enfants, Melissa de 18 et 19 ans, ses enfants. Elle est mariée depuis 23 ans, 16 ans, elle a le même conjoint depuis 23 ans, donc c'est une femme qui est accomplie, je pense, dans toutes les sphères de sa vie et c'est ce qui m'inspire d'elle. Donc, à la fin de l'appel, je vais laisser un moment pour les questions, celles qui sont à l'aise de poser les questions en anglais à Melissa ou sinon, vous pouvez les poser en français et je pourrais faire la traduction à Melissa si vous avez des questions pour elle. So hi, Melissa. I'm really, really, really happy to have you on the call. And first of all, thank you so much to be here with us tonight. It's an honor for me to have you. Like I said, I follow you like my day one, so you're really an inspiration for me and for my team also. And what you do in your life with your family, with your sons, with your daughter, all is inspiring. So thank you very much for being here. And what you do with your business is truly inspiration for all of us. So if you can tonight tell us what you have done, what you have been through, and what's your priorities in this business, and where are you at now, and where you started, and a little bit of your story. So I will not wait longer, and I will hand you the lead for the call and tell us the secrets of your story.
The secrets. It's nice to meet you all. Are there really three Melanies?
Yeah.
I love that. You know, I was going to show you, I have, on my phone, I have a French app because I'm trying really hard to learn French.
Great.
I took French in high school and a little bit in college. And I know all the animals, I know all the food, but I can't make a complete sentence, but I know lots of words. And I've been to Paris twice, but I'm trying because it is a beautiful language, and to listen to you speak makes me want to learn it even more. So that's one of my goals is to learn it. So maybe if you ever have me back, I'll be able to speak in French. We'll see.
Yeah, cool.
But I thought I would start with just explaining my story, maybe how I started as a coach, which is kind of ironic. I had my 2 babies. They're now 19 and 20. But I'd had them and I wanted to lose some weight, so I got a gym membership and I started going to the gym and taking classes. And I was at the back of the class, and so I sat there for a while and got a little bit more comfortable. So I went to the front of the class and I was like, I'm getting pretty good at this. And then I thought, you know what? I could do what that instructor does. And so I became a group exercise instructor. In the process of becoming a group exercise instructor, I was ironically introduced to a lady named Michelle Park. Some of you that do PIO know who Michelle is. She's the modifier that holds the chair the whole time. And she said to me, you should consider becoming an APD for Chalene Johnson's company, which pretty much means master trainer. That was just her title, area promotions director. And I was so flattered. I think she said it to everybody, and I just thought I was special. But I took her seriously, and I applied to be an area promotions director for Chalene. And because I was the only person in Hawaii that applied, I got the job. So I became Chalene's area promotions director for Hawaii when I lived in there. And in that process of being, a group exercise instructor and then a master instructor for her, she created Turbo Jam for Beachbody. And the coaching opportunity wasn't around yet, but Turbo Jam was. And because we were Chalene's followers and we loved her so much, we were sharing Turbo Jam with people and talking about it. And then the coaching opportunity came around. And she came to us and she said, I've done my research and this is a really, really good company. Never be paid what you're worth in the fitness industry. So, consider.
Je vais juste demander à celles qui ont les micros ouverts de les fermer, s'il vous plaît.
I see that. Did I freeze?
No, it's okay. I just asked to unmute for those who just joined.
Okay. You got yelled at. So all of us joined as coaches, and even Janelle, her sister did, her mother did, Monica Gray, her best friend did. I mean, everybody became a coach. And that was the birth of Platinum Presenters, which is one of the legs of Beachbody, which Christine Dwyer is lucky enough to have the top position. And I only joined because I wanted to do what everybody else was doing. That's the honest truth. I wanted a sense of belonging. I loved being an area promotions director, and everybody else was doing this, so I was going to do it too. So honestly, I did not join because I needed to lose any weight. I didn't join because I needed to create income. I just wanted to belong. And so there's going to be some people that you come across that maybe are stay-at-home moms or something of that nature, or they work in a cubicle and they just miss that that camaraderie, right? That culture that you can create with a team. And so always remember that, because sometimes we just go after people to tell them about how you can help them get healthy or how you can help them financially. But for a lot of people, especially women, just being a part of something bigger than yourself was enough reason for me to join this business. And then I'm just kind of naturally a competitive person. So when some people started doing really good in this business, I was like, hey, I better catch up. And so I worked really hard. And I'll share with you some of the things that I do to have the success that I have. But I just started, I tell Carl Deichler all the time that I created challenge groups. So for all you people, it was me. I'm taking full credit for challenge groups because I started them when I became a coach 7 years ago. It's just what I did. I gave people Turbo Jam. There was no Shakeology, so they drank that awful meal replacement shake. And they followed the Turbo Jam meal plan. And we did challenge groups together. And that started giving me customers and coaches. And so I have done challenge groups from the get-go. And still to this day, I still do a challenge group every single month. But my checks were very humble at the beginning. And I'm actually going to share with you kind of the evolution of my checks here in a little bit. But they started off very, very humble. Like, I think my first one was $15 and something cents. And my husband joked that I could buy the pizza. He thought it was cute that I made a $15 check. And I told him I would do it for free. It didn't matter. I would do this for free. And because I would do it for free and I did it with a heart of service, I loved it. I just kept doing it. And so the checks got a little bit bigger. I was able to fill my own gas tank. Then I was able to buy some groceries. I was able to make my car payment. I was able to make the house payment. And it got to the point that it was getting pretty substantial. So I told my husband, I said, what's it going to take for me to be able to bring you home? That's what I want to do. It's important to me. He worked a very, very hard, stressful job, 6 days a week, 70 hours. I mean, you can probably hear it in my voice. It chokes me up. 70 hours a week. And he gave up his life So my family had one. So I wanted to bring him home. So he knew how much I was making, and it wasn't enough. So he gave me the dollar amount, told me how much it was going to cost for him to be able to quit his job and come home. And it was big, but not that scary that I wasn't ready to go for it. So I put my nose to the grindstone, and I'm telling you, I didn't work anymore. My work was more focused. I was really a lot more focused on what I was doing instead of just kind of playing around with it. It was focused work. And it took me anywhere, I can't remember now, but it was about 7 to 8 months for me to hit that amount. And he quit his job. And he was a total fish out of water, didn't know what to do with himself for many months. But now he's very comfortable and making up for lost time. But that was my big why. And now people ask me, why are you still working so hard? Why are you still, you're 7 years in, why are you still going for top 10? Why are you, still rank advancing? To show my team that it can be done, of course. And because I feel an obligation, a responsibility to try to help other women out there just like me, that have husbands that work really hard, or they have jobs where they have to work really long hours and they don't get to see their kids enough. I want to help bring them home. So that's my why now. And that's why I still push so hard. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. My kids are out of the house now, so I have the time to do it. And I really want to make a difference. Even if it's just one more life, I want to make a difference. So I actually did a call with Michelle Park's team. She's my personally sponsored coach, Michelle Park is. And she asked me to be on her team call last week. And they asked me questions beforehand, and I answered them. And so I'm going to share those questions with you because they were actually really good questions. And I think it really gives you a glimpse into what I do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to achieve what I have achieved, which I don't know if you know what I have, but I am, I've been elite. I've already hit it this year, so I'll be elite 6 times. I've been a top 10 coach 3 times. Trying for the 4th time. We'll see. I'm number 10 right now. Right there. I'm part of the Coach Advisory Board. I've been in the Millionaires Club for a few years now. Gosh, I don't know what else. I'm a Success All-Star Legend 10. I don't know how you even say that, but
like 50 in the Success Club months. I think 50 months.
Yeah, 50 for 10, 60 something for Success Club 5. As soon as I heard that I got a free cruise by hitting Success Club, I never looked back. So I hit it every month since then. But one of the questions somebody asked me was, how do I get a coach started right? And there's 3 things that I do. Of course, we have a team page, which I'm sure you do as well. But I always make a special introduction to that coach. To the team. I get to know, by cruising their Facebook. I have them fill out an About Me app once they have signed up, so I learn more about them, and then I give them a very special introduction into the team. I send them a welcome pack, which includes some handmade stickers that I've had made of all the programs, my team called Team Made, and the Go For No book, and then a special email that I send out telling them what to expect and what I want from them, which includes taking them to Coach Basics, which I think is really important. Back in the day, I actually created my own fancy website with a Coach Basics training of my own. And I don't necessarily agree with that anymore. And I actually kicked it to the curb because it's not very duplicatable. If you bring on new coaches and they actually are good at this and they bring on new coaches right away too, they don't know what to do, and you can't have everybody in your downline because eventually you will have tens of thousands in your downline go through this training. And Beachbody's training is so good. So the best thing for you to do really is to utilize the training that Beachbody has created for you so that you can send people to it and they can send people to it, and it just makes it easy all the way across the board. So those are the 3 things that I do to get a coach started right. How do I groom diamonds? I'm going to be honest with you. I have, probably 60. I've probably in the 50s or 60 diamonds in my organization. Some have disappeared, but in my lifetime, I've had about 60 of them. And once a coach has reached Emerald, unless they just signed up their best friend and their parent, they kind of get what this business is about. So once they've reached Emerald, they know what it is like to sign up a coach. They know what it is like to get customers. And so to create a diamond from that is you just have to pour a little bit more accountability and support into them. So ways to do that is to create, of course, push groups where, you just help them stay true to reaching out to 5 people, following up with so many people, make sure they're reading their personal development and that they're posting on social media. But they already know what to do. So you really don't have to teach them or train them anything new to go from emerald to diamond. It's just putting a little bit more pressure, like you have to put on a real diamond in order to make it what it is. Success partners and success groups are huge for that. People enjoy that peer-to-peer support, and it really does truly help people go from emerald to diamond. Just the support and accountability is all that it takes. There's 5 fundamental activities I do daily, weekly, and monthly. So daily, I work out. I teach group exercise still because I love it, but I still do my home workouts. And I will post the home workout that I do. For accountability for me, and 2, to show, that I practice what I preach. So I work out every day. I drink my Shakeology every day, of course. And I'm here to tell you, you guys are such a good-looking group. But if you're on this call and you really want this business to work, but you can't look me in the eye and tell me that you drink your Shakeology every day and you work out most days, then you really have no business being on this call, because that is the first thing you need to be doing. And your coaches, right? Really have a real heart-to-heart talk with your coaches. Are you truly drinking your Shakeology? If you can. Some people can't. I understand that. But 99% of people can, and doing your workout. If not, then everything else doesn't matter until you can get those 2 things down. Then we build from there. So Shakeology, I work out. I post to educate. I want you to know that us as coaches, all we do is inspire and educate, right? You don't sell. Please don't think that you sell, because you don't. Whenever you post anything, it's just educating somebody. You could be educating somebody on nutrition, educating somebody on the business, educating somebody about fitness. It doesn't matter, but your mindset is to educate people. So any post that you put out there isn't just a random crazy thought, but it's educational, and people will love you and follow you because of that. Ooh, that's kind of spooky. And I follow up. I find 3 new people, and I follow up with 3 people a day. Most days. I'm very light on Saturdays and Sundays with my business, so at least 5 days a week I am following up with people and reaching out to 3 new people. Weekly, I post on different weeks. So the first week of the month on my like page, I will post about a challenge group. On the second week, I'll post on the very first week, I post just me working out, just a picture of me working my booty off. And I boost all of these. I'll talk about that. But the first one is the workout. The second one is a challenge group. The third post of the week is my sneak peek. And then the fourth is a coaching opportunity post. So I try to do that systematically every month. And I do it on Monday. Monday's a good day to post something like that. And I do boost it. Whether you put $10 into it or you put $200 into it is completely up to you. But Facebook is so smart. I hate them for it. They're so smart. But you will not, none of your posts will be seen by new people if you don't boost it. It just won't happen anymore. And I always apologize to people that you have to spend a little bit of money. But the old saying, it takes money to make money, right? You have to spend a little bit of money on your business each week to post something that's going to inspire somebody, all right? So that's how I do it, once a month or once a week, every Monday. It's one of those 4 things. And then throughout the week, it's just fun random things, but I'm very systematic about those 4. And then every month, I recognize accomplishments with my team. I never thought that was that big of a deal until I didn't do it for 1 month. Yeah. And I heard from my team. They really appreciate that. It's good business building for them. It makes them feel good. And believe it or not, it's actually a really good recruiting tool. I've had a lot of people come to me and say, I've decided to become a coach and I want to join your team because I love how much you recognize your coaches. So if you're not doing that, at least once a month, recognize your team members for accomplishing anything, finishing a personal development book, losing weight, personal volume, success club, anything. Recognize your team. People are watching and they love it. And then every month, the last week of the month, I always reach out to my coaches that are that close to Success Club but haven't hit it yet. So I spend the last week trying to help them get it. If they have 1, 2, 3, or 4 points, I work real hard with them to try to get them to get the 5 points. So I do that on a monthly basis as well. Do I do anything outside of Facebook to build my business? I do. I'm going to be honest with you. I have been an elite and a top 10 coach 3 times just with a personal Facebook page. Just the last 2 months, I've started to work my like page. I should have done it sooner, but I'm stubborn. And everybody's telling me to do it, so I just wasn't going to do it. But I'm finding that it's really helping my business. I already have 9 coaches out this month, and last month it was 4 because I went on vacation. I only got 6 coaches last month, but I've already got 9 this month, and that's because I'm really utilizing my like page. So I encourage you to use your like page if you don't have one, but most everybody does except for me. Instagram is very big for me, and if you do have an Instagram account, let me stress again, which I'm sure you've heard a million times, from the words of Shalene, it's your magazine subscription, right? So when somebody follows you on Instagram, they want to see the same thing over and over again. They don't want variety. Variety is Facebook. People want to see variety. As much variety as you can put on Facebook, great. Instagram, absolutely not. Find what you love to post about and who you are, and stick with it and make that your brand on Instagram, and you will build a following of people that love what you do. Every once in a while, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see a Beachbody post, but they're very far and few between. I maybe do one every month or 2, and sometimes I delete them after 48 hours because I don't want them staying up there, because I don't want people to scroll through my Facebook or my Instagram and say, oh, she's in network marketing, I'm not going to follow her. I want them to see that I'm helpful for free. All of my videos are just helping people for free because that's what I love to do. But I'll sneak Beachbody in there every once in a while, and it's a great business tool. And then YouTube, I hate making videos. I'm sure you guys all nod your head too. They're not that fun for me to make. But YouTube, as horrible as my YouTube is, it actually brings me a lot of traffic. So consider a bad video is better than no video at all on YouTube. And I'm serious about that. If you can just sit in front of your computer and tell your story in 3 minutes with a ton of ahs and ums and whatever, who cares? It's better than your story not being out there at all. Because think about it. If somebody wants to become a Beachbody coach, what are they going to do? They won't go to Facebook for it. They won't go to Instagram. They're going to go to YouTube or Google and type in how to become a Beachbody coach. And Google's going to come up with a million YouTube videos from coaches saying how to become a Beachbody coach. And it's a very big business builder. So I encourage you to start building some sort of YouTube account if you haven't yet. I'm still working on mine, but it is a big builder. Somebody asked me how my success happened so fast. And I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. Because I am 7 years into this, but the first, I think was two years, there was no Shakeology, and we had like 3 programs. So it was very hard to build in the beginning. So it was kind of slow going at the beginning, but once we got Shakeology and introduced challenge packs and really started, Sean T came aboard, and we really started rolling. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down my income for you so that you can see how long it took me to get to where I am. which I wasn't an overnight success. And if you are a diamond, or maybe a 1-star diamond or ruby, and you're like, I'm working so hard and this paycheck is not reflecting how hard I'm working, I want you to stick with it, because it happens, and it happens really quick. But it takes a little while to get there. But once it does, it's like, poof. So here we go. My first $100 paycheck as a coach took me 6 months. So I became a coach in June. My first $100 check I got in January, which January is a big month, right, for Beachbody. So it took me 6 months to make my first $100 check. My first $200 check came 5 months after that. So I made $100, and it took 5 months for me to double that. To make a $300 check came 2 months later, all right? Then to make a $500 check came 6 months after the $300 check. To make a $1,000 check was 8 months later. To make a $2,000 check was 9 months after that, okay? To make a $4,000 check was 9 months after that. So to make an $8,000 check came 15 months later, which was about 5 years into the business. So about 5 years into the business, I was making $8,000, well, more than that. This is just my first business center. I have 6 of them. But my first business center was making $8,000 a week. It took me 5 years. Now it's 7 years. That first business center has been capping out for a while. But as a double 15-star diamond, I'm at about $30,000 a week. And that took me 7 years. So when you think that it took me 6 months to get $100, a lot of people would have quit, right? I just read a statistic today that 97% of people fail at network marketing. And you know why they fail, right? Because they quit. I could have been one of those 97% because it took me 6 months to make the whole whopping $100 in one check. So, but it's just the compound effect, right? It's the slight edge. It's just consistently doing what you love to do, whatever that is. If you like to walk up to people and shake their hands and tell them you would like to share something with them, you like to make YouTube videos of you exercising, you like to, blog, whatever you like to do, love it and stick with it. And people will find you and follow you and want to do what you do. But it does take consistency, okay? My biggest struggle in the beginning was I was afraid to share what I did. I was too worried what other people thought. It was probably, 15 years ago that I was introduced to Amway in a very creepy way. And I didn't want to sell toilet paper. So to me, network marketing was icky, yucky, and I didn't know Beachbody was network marketing. I probably would have said no. So God was good, and He didn't bring that to my attention. I just thought it was fitness products. I like fitness products. So I was afraid to share it up until probably just like 6 months ago. My Instagram followers, I have a lot of them, and they have, they're bullies. I have some people that are downright mean, really, really, truly mean. And I'll post something and they will say the meanest things. I'll have 250 people say something nice, and it's that one person that says something derogatory that I can't sleep over. But I've gotten a lot better about it because I go back to the lives of the people that I have changed. The girlfriend of mine that had just gotten divorced, her car was repossessed and her home was foreclosed on. She had 2 small babies, and when she joined, she couldn't even afford to buy Shakeology. She had to save up for it. Now she's buying, she just built her dream home, decided she doesn't like it, so they're selling it and upgrading to a newer, bigger, better dream home. And it just gives me goosebumps. The negative bully doesn't hurt me as much as how good she makes me feel. because I was strong enough and brave enough to share with her what I do. So that was the biggest struggle for me. So if you do struggle with that, please try. Even just tell yourself for a week, I will post without reservation. I will say whatever I am thinking, and I will not think twice about putting it down, and see what happens. 1 week. You'll be amazed. You will have some people that will private message you and say, I'm going to have to stop following you because you brag too much about all that you've accomplished. Okay. Bye. So what? But that's my challenge to you is to post without hesitation for even a week and see how liberating it is and how many people come to you because of what you posted instead of what you hesitated to post that you would otherwise never get the opportunity to talk to. That was a huge struggle for me. Somebody asked me, which you may or may not want my opinion on this, but where to place people in an organization. And that's so individual. I can't really help you on that except to give you words of encouragement that if you are an emerald, 1 week ruby, diamond, or even a 1-star diamond, the magic happens at 2-star. The heavens open at 2-star. The harps start playing. Your income takes a huge shift at 2-star, and that's because you can open that second business center, right? So I want you to put your blinders on and forge ahead and work really, really hard, knowing that at 2-star, it's gonna be a big wake-up call, and you're gonna finally sit back and go, oh, it's about time. I earned that check. And then it gets to the point that you start making more than you work, and you kind of almost feel guilty about it, but not enough to quit. But you almost feel a little guilty about it. But please understand that you're going to work very hard to get to 2-star. But once you hit 2-star, and you will hit it, it's a world of difference. So fight really hard to get there. And I promise once you get there, it's smooth sailing. But you have to be patient and try to put your spouse or a parent, have control of one business center outside of yourself to get to 2-star. So if you sign up your spouse, or you sign up a best friend, or your parent, or if your child is old enough, so that you can, build that business center as well. So you're really only having to develop one diamond to get to 2-star. You open up that other business center, you'll become a 3-star. And I'm telling you, it gets really, really fun at that point. But work really hard and stay with it, please, until at least you get to 2-star. And I'm going to close with, if by chance you haven't signed up your spouse or your parent or whoever yet, I just want to encourage you to do that. I did that with my husband, and I let him sit there, and then I made him emerald, and then I made him diamond, and then I put one of my business centers on his weak leg. And as soon as I did that, he sits as a diamond, and caps out every week at $2,000. And I really, truly, in order for him not to cap out, I'd have to make him a 4-star diamond, because it would make $4,000 a week where it sits. But I'm trying too hard to get to top 10, so he doesn't get any of my coaches. But just please understand that if you just put them there, and you're going to build a great organization by just, even if you don't build it at that point, put them there, okay? Put them there and let them sit, because I promise eventually you'll be able to build that business center as well, and it'll be very lucrative for you. And plus it gets you, if you're brand new, it gets you halfway to emerald, right? You can get 2 Success Club points by signing them up with a challenge pack. You get the commission off that challenge pack, so you get that challenge pack even cheaper than you do the cost of the challenge pack. And, that's my computer, I'm sorry. And you can get samples, if you order the PIO challenge pack, you get $35. So it really only costs you $105, right? You get samples, they're halfway to emerald, Success Club points. It's just all around a really good thing. If you haven't done that yet, I would encourage you to do so. So that's all I have for you. I hope it was helpful. And I don't know how your calls go, but if you want to ask me questions, you're more than welcome to. Or if you want to help me with my French, I'm all for it.
Thank you, Melissa, so much. And thank you for being honest with all this salary things that is so I'm shy to talk about this, and thank you for sharing that, because that is so inspiring to see that it took a long time for you to have something interesting with Beachbody. So thank you very much. And talking about your husband, I have a question. Was it if he was supportive at the beginning with your Beachbody thing, or he was like, what is that shit?
Was it, say that again,
if he would like, if he would support you with Beachbody at the beginning, or he was like, what is that? What is Beachbody, and why you're taking so much time to do this? And
yes, that's a great question. I actually have a little YouTube video on it. You guys will have to search for it. His perspective. He was supportive of me. But I actually, when I lived in Hawaii, I did an actual pyramid scheme where I gave my friend $2,000, and I was supposed to find 2 people that would give me $2,000, and I would make $16,000. Didn't happen, so we lost $2,000 with that thing. And then I tried a business where I was supposed to stuff envelopes. And it cost like $200 something to get all the stuff you needed, and I never did it. So there again, I failed at that. So when I was becoming a coach, he was supportive. It really didn't cost me that much because we didn't have challenge packs back then. He joked and he teased about my little checks. He was never negative about it, but he didn't expect anything to come out of it. But eventually did. And he had a hard time wrapping his brain around it not being corporate. So if you have, I don't have any gentlemen on here, all ladies, if your husbands work in the corporate world, it's very hard for them to wrap their brains around this concept. Especially if we go on vacation, I still get a check, and he doesn't understand, but he's starting to. But yeah, never negative about it, but he thought it was silly. Yeah.
And do you set goals again for yourself, like monthly goals, and what are they?
Yes. Yeah, good questions. For me, I have a 6 Miss Challenge Cup winner. I have a goal of, I try to get 50 Success Club points every month. I usually land between 25 and 40, but 50 is my goal. I go after 10 coaches a month, and that's my monthly goal. Right now, I don't have any rank goals. Hitting double 15 star was cool, but it wasn't as cool as I thought it would be. So I don't have any. I don't really care to hit 3-time. I don't see the benefit in it. So as far as rank goes, I think I'm happy where I am rank wise. But every single month, because I want to show my team it can be done, I have a Success Club goal and a coach recruitment goal.
Great.
This is going to sound really lofty, and I always hesitate to say it, but I truly, truly mean it. I actually have a financial goal of making $10 million a year. And it's not for my own personal gain. We're doing okay. But I notice the more I make, the more I can help. And I have a huge soft spot for the Special Olympics. And so I would love to make a tremendous amount of income so I can give tremendously to the Special Olympics. So that's a goal of mine as well.
That's amazing. Wow. Wish you to get there soon. I will ask my team if they have some questions, and maybe I can translate for them. Les filles, est-ce que vous avez des questions à poser à Melissa?
Moi, j'en aurais une.
Oui.
Hi, Melissa.
Hello, Melissa.
Yeah. Actually, I've been following you on Instagram for a while, and I didn't know you were a coach before. I think, like you said, you just post like maybe once a month about Beachbody. So I was like, oh, she's a coach. I became a coach, and I found out that you were a coach, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So I have a question for you about social media, because you're big on Instagram, but I think for us it's kind of a big deal because, like in Quebec, if we post on Instagram, it's mostly English. So we'll have to develop another business, I would say. And all of our challenge groups right now are like French. So of course it will be more complicated, but I mean, it's open, right? Like it's still like possible, I guess, but I don't know. So my question is about social media. Okay, let me formulate my question. Okay, is there one tip you need to give to your team about social media, because it's pretty big in our business? And to be honest, my Facebook page, that's how that's how people write to me, because I post like a picture of a challenge group or something, and then they're writing me. Mm-hmm. But I was wondering if there's one tip you need to give to your team, what would it be about social media?
You've probably heard it before, but I really think it's good just to pick two different forms of social media and to work really hard with both of them. The reason why I work social media or Instagram, which is an insider tip for you, is we're going to go international next year, or if you didn't know, we are. And Instagram is very worldly. I mean, 70% of people that are on Instagram are outside of the United States. And Instagram is owned by Facebook, and they've already started, but it's just a really soft start, Instagram ads, just like Facebook ads. And so I think it's going to be very pivotal for people that want to grow internationally to use Instagram for that reason, because Facebook's very smart and they try to keep you in a little tiny bubble in your area and don't want you to branch out, where Instagram is letting you do that. So that's my love of Instagram right now is for that reason. It's going to be very big. So even if you are on Facebook and you are creating challenge groups and you have somebody from the United Kingdom that wants to join your challenge group, but they can't get the product, put them in your challenge group. Let them get the Beachbody culture in their blood, because eventually there's going to come an opportunity where they can become a customer or a coach, and they're going to remember you. So another tidbit, but always just pick two forms, like page for sure, and then Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram as well.
Okay, good. Thank you. And another question, because I know you post a lot of workout videos on Instagram, but I know you also are a master trainer. But for us, like regular coaches, we're not certified in anything. So I think it's tricky to post some workout videos on that. Do you get a lot of comments on it, or?
Oh gosh, no, I don't think so. I would still make those videos whether I was a master trainer or not. And I did 21 Day Fix Extreme, the challenge today. And I thought I pushed record because I wanted to record myself doing those 13 moves in a row because it doesn't work out. And I forgot I didn't hit record like I thought. My form was so good too. I was trying so hard. Oh well, it was a good workout. But I was going to speed those 13 moves up really, really quick to make them 15 seconds. And then just talk about the challenge. I don't necessarily have to say 21 Day Fix, but just talk about the challenge and how it really is a challenge. You as coaches, can do that and post just the workouts that you do, and just to inspire people. I don't think by any means you have to have any kind of certification or anything. All the people, the big wigs that I know, Shalene, Natalie Jill Fit, I could go on, don't have real certifications. Tony Horton doesn't. So you don't have to feel like you have to be an expert in fitness in order to share your passion of working out.
Thank you. Good.
Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres questions? Soyez pas gênés, hein, c'est le temps.
I have a question.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for giving us all those tips. I'm brand new. I'm not even emerald yet, but I'm trying hard. I think I understand what you're saying about it's all about being your own experience and all that. So I'm going to keep working on that and build that first, because like you, I'm not really doing it for the money for now. I want to really do it for a passion and see where it gets me. Because right now I'm in Turks and Caicos. I live here for another year, and I can't get the products.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for me to talk about it outside of the media, you know?
Yeah.
So my plan is to work my business until I go back to Montreal and build on my page and have followers and make challenge group and try that way. Would you think that would be best for me? And
Yes. Brand yourself as a helpful, happy, healthy person.
That's my goal.
That's my goal. I mean, you have to help people for free 10 times before they will commit to doing something with you that costs them money. So you have to post. All you do is just, what I honestly do with all of my education and nutrition and fitness, I still Google. I'll go to Google and I'll say, how much protein is too much? And I'll read an article, I'll reword it, and I'll slap it on my Facebook. I'm just educating people. I'm just helping them out. So that's the kind of things that you want to do, because when it comes to the moment that they have that aha moment, they're like, I need to get my weight under control. You're going to come to their mind. They're going to go to you and say, I've seen you post things and I need help. So it's how you get people to you instead of feeling like you always have to try to find people.
Exactly.
Put your face in front of them. And I'm going to put you guys all on the spot right now. Are you ready? A part of being, Genevieve did a really good job, but part of being successful in this business is, think about your Facebook photo and your Facebook cover page and your Instagram picture and your YouTube cover, that it looks professional, meaning that it's a beautiful picture of your face where everybody can see your eyes. It's nice and bright. Your cover photo is, little bits and pieces of your life. Maybe it's your dog, your kids, what you do for a living outside of Beachbody, you working out. That is so important. But not only that, right now on this conference call, I want you to look at all of the pictures, and I want you to tell me who has the brightest, clearest picture of them all. Okay? I want you from now on, even when you're just doing a team call, to practice. You don't have to, I put makeup on for you. I never wear makeup, but I put makeup on for you. But you don't have to wear makeup. You don't have to curl your hair. But what people do want to see, whether you're doing an opportunity presentation or a group call of some sort, that you look put together. And so having a nice, clear picture where your face is taking up, most of the screen. There's not a lot of light behind you that causes your face to be shadowed. Those kind of things from this point on. And Genevieve's going to tell me whether you did it or not.
You guys got the best.
And Melissa, I'm going to call you out, honey. You notice how her picture is skinny? She needs to turn, you're on your phone, right?
Yeah.
You need to turn your phone sideways so that see more of you. It's just, you're so pretty. It's just, it's more professional. And this is such a fun relationship, fit family thing that you just, you think you don't need to, but I'm just telling you that if somebody's brand new and they're coming on your team call for the first time, they just want to see professionalism because they want to be like you. Everybody wants, to have a little more professionalism in their life. And so lead by example when it comes to that. So from this point on, you'll have a nice, clear, I have it behind me. I have a halo light. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's a big ring light.
Yeah.
You can get them on Amazon. They're about $90. So they are a little more expensive, but maybe you can find a used one. And they light your face up nicely. It's like a daylight. And it'll, you guys, I'm serious. You're such a good looking group. You need to have.
You need to shine.
Yeah. People need to see your face. Okay.
Thank you.
D'autres questions, les filles? Great. So thank you so much, Melissa, again. And I will follow you again and again, and thank you again so much. I will just say in French to my team, merci les filles d'avoir été là. Sérieusement, c'était vraiment super. Merci d'avoir été super nombreuses pour l'appel de ce soir. C'est emballant pour moi. C'était la première fois que je recevais une invitée si spéciale. Donc, merci d'avoir été là. Et ce n'est qu'un début. Nous en aurons souvent des appels comme ça. Donc, merci beaucoup de votre présence. And thank you again so much, Melissa.
You're welcome. That was beautiful. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Merci, Geneviève.